The Henderson family Thanksgiving was in full swing, with all the usual trappings of wealth and status on display. Crystal glasses clinked as my sister Victoria, CEO of Henderson Financial Group, held court at the dining table. So, she turned her attention to me, wine glass dangling precisely, still running that little, what do you call it? Investment startup. The rest of the family shifted uncomfortably. I'd been the black sheep ever since leaving my Wall Street position to start my own firm 3 years ago. Something like that, I replied, checking my smartwatch discreetly. The algorithm was working exactly as planned. Henderson Financial stock had dropped another 2% in the last hour. You know, Victoria continued with that patronizing smile she'd perfected, we always have room for you back at the firm. In a junior position, of course. To rebuild your credentials. I took a sip of water, noting how my other siblings avoided eye contact. They'd all chosen this safe path, executive positions at Victoria's company, living in her shadow. Actually, I checked my watch again. I have a board meeting to attend in an hour. Board meeting? Victoria laughed. For your 3-person company? Not exactly, I said as my phone buzzed with confirmation. For Henderson Financial Group. The crystal glass froze halfway to her lips. What? I just acquired controlling interest in your company, I said calmly, pulling up the stock tracker. Those market fluctuations you've been dismissing? That was me buying through shell companies while your outdated algorithms missed the pattern. The dining room fell silent except for the soft classical music playing in the background. Victoria's perfectly composed face cracked slightly. That's impossible, she whispered. Our security measures were designed 15 years ago, I finished. While you were maintaining the status quo, I was building something better. Those small investments you mocked were in companies that just revolutionized financial technology. My phone buzzed again as real-time trading data flooded in. Henderson Financial stock was now in freefall as news of the takeover spread. But you've been working from that tiny office downtown, my brother James stammered, his CEO title suddenly feeling very precarious. Quantum computing doesn't need much space, I replied. While you were building bigger offices, we were building better algorithms. Those amateur trading strategies you laughed at last Christmas? Just outperformed your entire research division. Victoria's hands shook as she reached for her phone, probably seeing the flood of emergency alerts from her executive team. The board would never allow this, she insisted, frantically scrolling through messages. The board, I smiled, pulling up the voting records, just did. Those retirement packages you pushed through last year made a lot of directors very open to new leadership. Our mother set down her fork, the sterling silver clattering against fine china. But the family legacy is exactly why the company's failing, I cut in. While you were protecting tradition, the market changed. Those blockchain investments you called risky just made your entire trading platform obsolete. My watch buzzed, a reminder for the emergency board meeting I'd called. The one where Victoria would learn exactly how outdated her leadership had become. The Asian markets, James said weakly, our expansion plans are being replaced, I nodded, by AI systems that actually understand global finance. Remember when you said quantum computing was too experimental for real banking? I pulled up our performance metrics, algorithms processing more data in seconds than their systems handled in months. That startup accelerator you rejected last spring? I continued. Now powers trading platforms that make your technology look like an abacus. While you were protecting market share, we were creating new markets. Victoria stood up suddenly, her chair scraping against hardwood. This is absurd. I need to call an emergency meeting. Already scheduled, I replied, showing her the calendar invite. Though you might want to review the new organizational chart first. Your position has shifted. Shifted. Her voice cracked. I'm the CEO. I corrected gently. Past tense. The board voted an hour ago. While you were mocking my small business, they were approving my leadership transition plan. The dining room doors opened as my assistant entered. The same analyst Victoria had rejected as underqualified 2 years ago. The transition team is ready, she announced. And the press is requesting statements about the new direction. I stood up, straightening my jacket. Tell them transformation is effective immediately. The era of legacy banking is over. You can't just walk in and... Victoria started. Actually, I can, I interrupted. And I already have. Those small client meetings you teased me about were with your biggest accounts. Turns out they prefer quantum computing to quarterly excuses. My phone lit up with congratulations from tech leaders and financial innovators, people who'd seen the future while my family clung to the past. The board meeting starts in 40 minutes, I said, heading for the door. I suggest you all use that time to decide. Adapt to the new reality or cash out now. Either way, Henderson Financial becomes quantum fin by morning. I paused at the threshold, turning back one last time. Oh, and Victoria. About that junior position you offered. She looked up, face pale. We actually do have some entry-level openings. In data entry. Might help you understand what you've been missing. The door closed behind me as I left them sitting there, surrounded by the trappings of wealth that had blinded them to real innovation. Through the window, I caught one last glimpse of their shocked faces. The same faces that had smiled condescendingly at my small business all these years. Sometimes the biggest disruptions come from the smallest beginnings. And sometimes, the best revenge is letting them realize just how small they've become. The Henderson Financial Group boardroom hadn't changed in 20 years. All mahogany and marble, designed to intimidate rather than innovate. As I took my seat at the head of the table, I couldn't help but appreciate the symbolism. Victoria arrived exactly 1 minute before the meeting, her usual power suit somehow looking less commanding. The rest of the family filed in behind her. James clutching financial reports. Our cousin Michael from risk management looking particularly nervous. Before we begin, Victoria started, trying to maintain control. I want to review the quarterly projections. Those projections, I interrupted, pulling up our real-time analytics dashboard, are exactly why we're here. While you were forecasting linear growth, the market went exponential. The boardroom's classic walls now displayed quantum computing metrics that made traditional banking look prehistoric. AI systems processing millions of transactions per second, blockchain networks reshaping global finance, and predictive algorithms that saw market shifts before they happened. Your entire risk assessment model, I continued, nodding to Michael, is based on last decade's mathematics. Meanwhile, our quantum systems are calculating probabilities your computers can't even represent. But our client base, James began, is already shifting, I finished, showing the migration patterns. Those stable institutional investors you counted on? They've seen the future. And it's not in 20-year-old trading platforms. Victoria straightened in her chair. Our technology infrastructure is obsolete, I cut in. Those maintenance costs you've been hiding in the quarterly reports? They're just delaying the inevitable. While you were patching old systems, we built new ones. My phone buzzed with another update from our quantum trading desk. Another algorithm breaking performance records. The Asian expansion. James tried again. Is already obsolete, I cut in, pulling up our global operations map. While you were opening traditional offices in Shanghai, we deployed quantum nodes across Asia. Those risky cryptocurrency markets you ignored? Just revolutionized cross-border trading. The boardroom screens filled with real-time data. Our AI systems outperforming traditional traders, quantum algorithms detecting patterns humans couldn't see, blockchain networks making old banking infrastructure obsolete. This is preposterous, Victoria snapped, but her voice wavered. Our shareholders are already on board, I replied, displaying the voting results. Those dividend policies you pushed made them hungry for actual innovation. Amazing how quickly loyal investors switch sides when they see real returns. My assistant entered with a fresh round of market updates. Henderson Financial's traditional trading volume had dropped 90% since opening bell, all flowing to our quantum platforms. The compliance regulations, Michael started weakly, are already handled, I nodded. Those regulatory hurdles you said were impossible to clear? Our AI systems resolved them months ago. While you were filing paperwork, we were rewriting the rules. Victoria's perfectly manicured nails drummed against the mahogany table. The board of directors has already voted, I interrupted, bringing up the results. Your proxy votes didn't quite work out as planned, did they? Turns out directors prefer quantum returns to family loyalty. James loosened his tie, looking pale. But the technical transition is already underway, I confirmed. Those maintenance updates you approved last month? We're actually installing our systems. While you were protecting legacy code, we were replacing it. My phone lit up with congratulations from global financial leaders, people who'd seen our vision while Henderson Financial clung to the past. You all have choices to make, I continued, pulling up the new organizational chart. You can either join the quantum revolution, starting with actual technical training, not just management titles, or you can cash out now. Either way, traditional banking ends here. Technical training? Victoria looked horrified. You expect us to learn coding? Like you expected clients to accept outdated technology? I countered. Consider it an education in humility. One this family desperately needs. The screens showed another quantum breakthrough, our algorithms now processing more data in seconds than Henderson Financial handled in years. Now, I stood up, straightening my jacket. I have a press conference announcing the future of finance. You have until morning to decide. Evolve or exit. As I reached the door, I turned back one final time. Oh, and Victoria, remember when you said banking was in our DNA? She nodded stiffly. You were right. You just didn't understand that DNA could be rewritten. Welcome to quantum finance. The door closed behind me as I headed to my first press conference as CEO. Through the boardroom's glass walls, I could see my family still sitting there, surrounded by screens showing the future they'd failed to see coming. 3 weeks after the takeover, Henderson Financial's marble-clad headquarters had transformed into something unrecognizable. Gone were the stuffy offices and traditional trading floors, replaced by quantum computing labs and AI development spaces. I found Victoria in the training center, staring intently at code tutorials. Her designer suit replaced by casual tech wear, her perfect manicure clicking against keyboard keys. Struggling with the quantum algorithms? I asked, sitting beside her. How do you understand any of this? She muttered, frustration evident in her voice. These probability matrices are exactly what you dismissed as theoretical nonsense last year, I finished. Now they're processing more trades in an hour than your entire system handled in a month. The walls displayed real-time data from our global operations, AI systems predicting market shifts, quantum computers optimizing portfolios, blockchain networks revolutionizing transactions. James is actually doing well in the AI division, I noted, checking the progress reports. Turns out his risk management experience helps train the algorithms. And Michael? Victoria asked, still staring at her screen. Found his calling in blockchain development. Those regulatory headaches he used to fight? He's solving them with smart contracts now. My phone buzzed with another breakthrough alert. Our quantum trading platform had just set another performance record. The same technology Victoria had called a waste of resources at last year's shareholder meeting. Mom called, Victoria said quietly. She's seen the stock price. Up 300% since the transition, I nodded. Amazing what happens when you actually innovate instead of just talking about it. The training center began filling with young developers arriving for morning sessions. They moved with purpose, excited to be part of something revolutionary. I never saw it coming, Victoria admitted, closing her laptop. Any of it. Because you were too busy protecting what you had to see what you could build, I replied. Those startup meetings you mocked were with quantum physicists and AI pioneers. While you were counting yesterday's profits, they were inventing tomorrow's markets. Through the glass walls, we could see James leading an AI strategy session, his former corporate stiffness replaced by genuine enthusiasm. The clients, Victoria started, the ones I thought would never leave, are now our biggest advocates, I finished. Turns out they prefer quantum speed trading to quarterly excuses about market conditions. Those relationships you thought were unbreakable? We're just waiting for something better. My watch buzzed with updates from our global operations. Neural networks reshaping risk assessment, quantum algorithms discovering patterns humans never could, blockchain systems making traditional banking obsolete. There's still time, I told her, pulling up the training schedule, to build something that matters. Like what? She asked, sounding genuinely curious for the first time in years. Like a financial system that actually serves the future, not just preserves the past. where innovation isn't just a buzzword in shareholder reports, where even former CEOs can learn new tricks. The screens showed another quantum breakthrough, our systems now handling more wealth than the top 10 traditional banks combined. Welcome to real banking, I said, watching markets transform in real time. Now let's debug that quantum code. Victoria nodded, turning back to her tutorial with new determination. Through the windows, the sun rose over a financial district our technology was making increasingly irrelevant.